Is Walt Disney World worth it in 2025? That's the question that a lot of families have on their brains right now, especially families that enjoy going to Disney. We've got a lot of things to weigh within that question, right? You have Epic Universe opening later this year. Well, later this year. I mean, actually, it's really just like a few months away in May. So we've got Epic Universe opening. We've got a lot of construction going on within Walt Disney World that will begin either at the like middle of this year, or later this year. There's construction that's already currently going. The prices are exuberant, as always, with Disney, especially after the 2020 era. So we've got a lot of things to sort of weigh. So let's do this. Let's break it down. For a family of four, I'm just going to give you a few different pricing structures, right? And I'm going to give you my thoughts on why I think maybe it is worth it, where you may want to look elsewhere if you're not looking to spend the money. And obviously, this is very nuanced, right? This conversation, this question, is Disney worth it? Should we be going to Disney in 2025? Only you're really going to be able to answer that question for yourself. But I'm going to give you all the tools you need to come to a decision, hopefully by the end of this video. So stick with me here. All right. For a family of four, a all-in sort of just gung-ho, we're doing Disney vacation package. Before park hopper, before meal plans, before any of that stuff, just at a base vacation level. Basically what I'm saying here is we've got a premium resort, in this case the Grand Floridian, and a 4-day ticket for a family of four. And I'm just making that 2 adults, 2 children, right? So that package, before adding a park hopper, before adding lightning lane passes, before adding all the extra stuff, memory maker, you name it, is going to come in at about $7,300. Fairly expensive for a 4-day vacation. That's 5 nights. That's 5 nights. So, you get a little bit extra there. A moderate, sort of middle of the road at Art of Animation is going to be $4,300 for about the same, for the same kind of thing, right? Just tickets and hotel. And then for the most budget-friendly version, you're going to be staying at All-Star Music, and it's going to be about $3,800. So within that price, and there's, of course, there are going to be a little bit more here, a little bit less here, depending on what you do, right? There's tons that you can sort of finagle and sort of weigh within the 3 tiers that I just gave you. You have some that are a little nicer than Art of Animation, but not a premium resort yet, right? You have the option of staying off property at something like an Airbnb, for instance. My family's actually going to be doing that this year. I didn't actually do the math on what the average price is for an Airbnb near Orlando, near Disney, specifically in Orlando. But given what I was looking at when I booked ours a couple weeks ago, I would say it's about $150 a night, give or take. And that's before your cleaning fees and all that stuff. So that's going to vary as well within Airbnb, right? But that should give you a basic idea and understanding that this isn't necessarily a cheap vacation. And there's even an argument to be made that Disney isn't really a vacation, but it is a getaway, right? It's an escape from working. It's an escape from school for the kids. In that sense, it really is a vacation, but it's not necessarily restful. You're walking a lot, you're planning, you're riding, but a lot of all that stuff is what makes Disney fun for everybody, right? And this is where I would say, even in 2025, when Disney is at a point pivotally as a company, they're having to make a lot of kind of game time decisions, I think, when it comes to pricing people out, when it comes to the overall quality of content that they're putting out with their movies, television shows, the umbrella that encompasses that Disney actually owns and operates. There's a whole lot there in terms of trying to figure out, is Disney worth it, right? I think that at the end of the day, you're going to have a good time at Disney. And I've said this before on this channel, going to Disney World is fun at a baseline. It just is. Getting to the park, whether you drive, whether you take the Skyliner, whether you're at a resort and you can monorail in, whether you're at the Contemporary, you can just literally walk to the gate at Magic Kingdom. Whatever it is, going to the gate, walking in to whichever park you're visiting, and hearing the park ambience, smelling the smells, all of that sort of stuff, it is setting you up for what should be a great day. Take the money out of it, especially you're going to have a good time. Most people, I would say. Obviously, we're all human. Things happen. Kids are kids. They act up. They need naps. They get overtired. Whatever. All those things are factors, right? But if you know that you're Disney people, and I would say that a lot of families kind of know this already or don't, and a lot of that's just legacy, whether you grew up going to Disney or even if you just went to Disney once and enjoyed it, remember it fondly, you'll probably have a good time as an adult also. If you hate crowds, if you hate waiting in lines, if you hate expensive food, if you hate fireworks, if you don't like theme parks in general, and I know that there are people out there that this is just not their thing, you already probably know you're not a Disney person. You're not going to enjoy it. But there are things you can do if you do love it and you're kind of rocking on a budget, like doing a value resort, like doing an Airbnb, staying off property, like maybe finding friends in Orlando that you can stay with. A lot of people do have that as an option. That's a great way to save some money. Timeshares. There are plenty of things you can do to sort of get the costs down. What you're not going to do is get the costs down on those tickets, let me tell you. Those bad boys are going to stay expensive. I don't know that there's a lot of chatter right now on Disney doing surveys and kind of getting input from park guests on will they be returning or not. A lot of guests are saying that they're not going to because it's so expensive, because they're getting priced out and all of that. Here's the thing. I think that Disney is expensive. It just is. I know it is for my family, but also if you do love it, if you do enjoy it, if you're like me and you enjoy the fireworks, you enjoy getting on the Haunted Mansion or Pirates of the Caribbean or going on Cosmic Rewind at EPCOT, you're going to kind of find a way, whether it's saving, whether it's selling something you don't need anymore to kind of cover some of the costs. You kind of make it work. And you know what? If you can't make it work, then you're going to probably just wait a couple of years until you're able to make it work at that point. What I'm saying is the Disney magic is still alive and well. Don't let your sort of notion of what Disney currently is be clouded by nostalgia, things that you had fun doing as a kid that no longer exist. Don't hang everything up on that, especially if you are a young family that's looking to go to Disney. The memories you're going to make with your kids are going to be pretty awesome for you specifically. Depending on how old your kids are, it'll be potentially pretty formative for them as well. They'll either remember it fondly or not. I definitely remember going to Disney. I went to Disney only 2 times as a kid. I think the last time that I went as an actual child, I was like maybe 9, 10, something like that. First time I was about 7. I'm pretty sure I was in first grade. And I didn't go again until my freshman year of college. So there was a significant gap. And I always remembered it fondly. It just wasn't something that my family did for a vacation. Ever since I went that freshman year in college, I kind of fell in love with it all over again. And my wife and I honeymooned there. We've done both of our baby moons there. If that's even a real thing. I mean, come on, what are we doing, people? I just gained this love for it that I didn't have previously that I do now. A lot of that too comes down to having friends in college that loved it the same way. There are things you can do also if you're not going to visit the parks to have a good time, still make it fun, right? I think that you can do a resort hopping day if you want to cut some costs on paying for tickets and you're staying off property, but still want to kind of do some Disney stuff. That's a great way to do it. Go to different resorts. Make some reservations at a place that you can't eat at home, that you can only go to at Disney. You can go to Scat Cat Lounge and listen to some live music on a Friday night, Saturday night, whatever it is. There's plenty of stuff to do and plenty of memories to be made that aren't even necessarily in a park at Disney. You can have fun. So to answer the question, is it worth it? I maintain only you specifically are going to be able to answer that for yourself, for your family, for your kids. But for me, for my family, yeah, I think it is worth it in 2025. We're planning on going this October. I'm looking forward to it. And I hope that you'll think twice about a lot of the negativity around Disney. It's something that I kind of constantly have to check myself on. I definitely have plenty of fair criticism for the company right now. A lot of mine is less with the parks themselves, as that's not my expertise necessarily, but it lies with the film stuff and the movies that are being made, the content that's being pushed out, all that sort of stuff. I digress. At the end of the day, I think Disney's worth it in 2025. But what do you think? Let me know. Should you just abandon ship completely with Disney right now and just go all in with Universal instead, put your dollars there? I think that there's a fair argument to be made for that. Epic Universe is opening in May, and I mean, hey, it's looking to be, well, epic. Let me know what you think in the comments about Disney, about where we're at. Are you going this year? Are you waiting a couple years? Are you completely done? I want to hear from you. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Like this video. It helps a ton. Subscribe, all the things. Kiss, kiss. Goodbye. See you later.